That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? You know, one of the bigger disappointments to me in the movie theaters lately was Captain America: Brave New World. Obviously, I look forward to all the MCU stuff, even though they've been very hit and miss for the last couple of years. But I always get excited about it. I love Anthony Mackie and all that kind of stuff. And I went to go see the movie, and I wasn't particularly thrilled with it. One of my problems with the movie, only one of them, there were several among many, but one of my problems with the movie was the fact that you had this villain in the leader who was supposedly such a genius. So, bro, you don't even know how smart this guy is. And yet he consistently does things so dumb. Like consistently in the movie, he just does stupid thing after stupid thing, but he's so smart. But one of the things that didn't bother me about the leader was his design. I didn't mind his design. Again, it was a big departure from the comic book design of him, but there are several things in comics that can look okay in a comic book page, but wouldn't necessarily translate well to the big screen. And so in the movie, we ended up with this. And again, is that a great character design? Not great, but I didn't have a problem with it. It was fine. Well, now we actually have an official look of Tim Blake Nelson, who played the leader, in what was going to be his actual practical makeup for the movie. And it's this. This is an actual photo of Tim Blake Nelson in a makeup test for the leader. Now, this was put up by a company called Blue Whale Makeup, and they wrote the following. They said, "The nature of filmmaking asks us to adapt, to respond with creativity rather than react with attachment. We were originally brought on to design and apply the practical makeup for the leader on the incomparable Tim Blake Nelson in Captain America: Brave New World. As often happens in film, the story evolved, and during reshoots, the creative direction shifted. Our vision was ultimately not used in the final cut. Still, we remain incredibly proud of what we created." All right. I'll say the unpopular thing. I'm glad they made the change. I'm glad they made the change. I don't think the one they went with was particularly awesome, but this looks exactly like not exactly like. This looks much more similar to the comic book. This is much more comic accurate than the one they went with. I just don't think it looks all that good. But by the way, full marks to Blue Whale Makeup though, because what they did, I mean, that looks seamless. That's a wonderful makeup job they did on him. I just don't like the direction of it. I don't think it would have worked as well on thing. Jonathan, what about you? Do you prefer, I mean, like I said, I don't love either of them. I would lean towards they went with for the movie, even though it was different, but do you have a preference between the two?
I honestly, when I first saw it, I kind of snickered a little bit, but I don't know, the more I look at it, I'm like, it feels a little more naturalistic. You know?
It does feel more natural.
And it feels like it flows from where we left him in The Incredible Hulk, right? That was The Incredible Hulk, right?
Yep.
Not Hulk, which was Eric Bana. Where his head was just kind of expanding, but it wasn't like the shape of a brain on there, and he's all deformed. Like, I actually am not opposed to this. Maybe it didn't have to be this pronounced, where it looks like he's a cone head, but I like what they were going for.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't, like, if that's what they did in the movie, again, it wouldn't have made the movie any better because the movie wasn't very good. But I mean, I don't hate it.
I mean, that's what we got.
Yeah. See, the problem with that look is whenever I saw it on screen, I don't know, for some reason it reminded me of Snape's character in Galaxy Quest. For some reason, I kept thinking that. So, like, I couldn't take it seriously.
I grab Thor's hammer, you shall be avenged.
Yeah, it reminded me of that. And also, he looked like a broccoli in Daylight.
Broccoli head.
So, I do agree with Jonathan. It may have been cheesy, but I do think that look that they had would have worked for me better than what we got.
Maybe if it was 25%, like, not like lower, then, you know, wouldn't be as pronounced.
Bring up the other look again.
Yeah.
The other Tim Blake Nelson look. Like, maybe if they had kind of merge them a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like maybe if they had kind of done something kind
Where
of
it wasn't
in
so
between,
smooth.
yeah, where it wasn't so totally smooth like that, but
But it
you
wasn't
did
just-
and
yeah.
like you did give him a look like because the one thing that I was okay with the look was he looks like a guy who's had some kind of gamma radiation poisoning,
Right.
And on that level, I kind of dig it. But maybe if they had blended the two,
It doesn't even.
looks.
The more I look at it, it doesn't even look so much like a brain. It just looks like tumors and, like you said,
yeah,
like it's
radiation poisoning kind
but
of
like,
man. Anyway, at the end of the day, even if the design had been magnificent and all of us loved
That
it,
wouldn't have changed.
it wouldn't have changed anything. The
It was just
movie
an
was
It was okay.
a subpar movie.
Yeah.
You know, it still was what it was. Still, anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think of the look of the practical makeup job they were going to do on Tim Blake Nelson? It's definitely more comic book accurate, but do you prefer it? Do you think it actually would have changed the outcome of the movie? I don't, but whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.